to beat a win at Wembley.
Black who's going to go for it. Black for the 1 point to win the grand final for Halifax, and he's done it. Ben Black's
Hello, welcome to another live stream of Talking the Facts of Life. Proud to be sponsored by Eclipse Energy.
Eclipse Energy!
And Delivery.
Delivery.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. My name's Mike Haig, and as always, to my left, Mr. Producer, fan, aficionado, and all-round good chap, Mr. Rick Farrell. How are you doing?
I'm alright, mate. Yourself?
I'm alright. We got a bit of change of season syndrome, a bit of sniffles, man flu, so
It's always morning.
I've dragged myself out of my pit to do this to entertain you guys tonight. So thanks very much for joining us, everyone. He's on the back of a defeat, but we are still going to dissect that, even though it's on off a defeat. Get liking the page, the actual page on there. On the actual TTFOL page, share it, like, share and subscribe, folks. Get your comments in, let us know what you think about the game on Sunday, as in Whitehaven, and this game on Sunday, last home game of the regular season against Batley. Let's get straight into it, shall we? So, hopefully we've got a fair few of you watching tonight. Have we got that? Let's have a look. We have. Hey, I don't use a desktop computer or laptop apart from work, and that is why I'm the producer. But yeah, thanks for joining us, everyone. Sunday it's a bit of a nondescript, really. It's hard to kind of describe what happened. Like, I was struggling on a little live thing I did on Sunday while Rick was interviewing Grixie. A lot of repeating stuff, but it was just very, very frustrating. I was my luck of predicting right score outcomes came to an end drastically.
I was going to say, you had us to win, didn't you?
Yeah, I had us to win. I was quite confident, but unfortunately, very much like last week, Whitehaven were faster, stronger, wanted it more, and just had they're on their purple patch. They're on their purple patch of winning. Unfortunately, that game has meant we've lost 3 out of the last 4 games. So hopefully, it's not the start of a losing run, because as a winning run is easy to maintain. A losing run is just as easy to get into that losing mentality. But hopefully, this coming Sunday, we break that and go into the playoffs flying there. If you were up there, let us know if you were up there, guys. What were your thoughts? What were your pluses, negatives, anything like that? Hopefully, you didn't get affected by the road closure too much, even though we kind of we found out that it weren't as bad as we thought.
Nowhere near as bad as we first thought.
But yeah, it's one of those. And like we said, give the actual video page a like rather than one I've shared or anything like that. Like the page, share the page. If I've invited you to like the page, please like it. It means that we're even more popular than that. Because every time I look at people who like, he just says invited. So like, please. We'd like to be liked. Rick, what did you think of Sunday's performance?
Yeah, we ran into a motivated team with everything to play for, didn't we? And we came a bit unstuck. I mean, I've written here, like, there was plenty of effort there. There were no lacking in effort, but we just really lacked a bit of finesse in attack. You know, we could have played that whole second half. We never really looked like scoring until Adam pretty much did. So, and
that was kind of the back of an error, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, they were squeaky clean. They played really high percentage rugby. They tackled for each other. They, like I said, they were motivated with everything to play for, and it's going to come down to the final day of them beating Bradford to make the playoffs. So, yeah, we couldn't have played them at a worse time. We were sort of limping to the end of the season with the injuries and the knocks that we've got and all that sort of stuff. So, but the main thing was they defended like a team, and we were just a bit disjointed. Maybe that's because of the changes that were made to the starting line, with players being moved into different positions and whatnot. I'm not sure, but yeah, we just, like I say, Cumbria's a tough place to go and play rugby anyway. But on a day like that, when it was so emotional with one of their stalwart players for years retiring, and the playoffs on the line, you know, if they'd have lost, it was a bit like the Toulouse game for us in France that year. Like, if they'd have lost, that was their season pretty much over. So yeah, we didn't make the most of the opportunities that we had because we were all over them in the first sort of 20 minutes, weren't we? And then we just sort of fell off. So all credit to Whitehaven. I thought they totally outplayed us and deserved the win.
Yeah, no, completely agree. Completely agree with all that. It was a big crowd up there as well. Very big, passionate partisan crowd there, and it's always tough to go up there. But yeah, just Joe Parker got the send off he deserved. But yeah, they just wanted him more. I always remember, I can't remember which coach it was. It might have been an Australian coach that said if you put as much enthusiasm and want to attack your defence like you attack your attack, then you won't go too wrong. And Whitehaven did just that. Their defence was hungry. They read our attack very, very early on, and we just didn't have a plan B. And I know that Simon Griggs might come under a little bit of fire for keeping Conor Robinson on the bench and then putting him on as hooker, even though he's brought him in as half-back. We don't know, but as I say, I thought pre-match the team selection was good because Salty was at full-back. Everyone and his dog knows that I love James Salton still at fullback. It looks all right, but again, it's just one of those where fullback is such a complex position, especially with the attacking shape that we've got. It's difficult just to slot in there and go on the moves. But that kind of contributes to Scott Griggs' try because he dummied and went through and he took his try well. 400 up for Scott Griggs, so massive congratulations for that. And also, like I put on the socials, he's had a fantastic season as Scott Griggs. He gets some pretty unfair stick, in my opinion. He's come back from his injury very, very well, and he's put his hand up. You could say he's contributed to changing our season massively, really, the way he's slotted into half-back. But we just need a little bit of spark, and hopefully Liam Harris is fit for Sunday against Batley, because we just needed someone to kind of take the game from the scruff of the neck, play with the heads up, and not just think, right, we've done this in training, we must go through we must go through the moves. It just needs something different. Whitehaven had that in Jouffre and their other halfback, whose name escapes me just for the moment, and McNally. They had the set plays and that, but they had their eyes up and they played, and they played well, and they didn't 100% deserve the win.
Well, they had a massive advantage on the day as well. They had a pack that was running through and making twice as many meters as we were per carry. So, and they hammered us in defence, as you said. Like if you focus on your defence, they certainly did that. They were bashing us left, right, and centre, weren't they? Especially that 13. Is it Dion I?
Oh yeah,
absolute monster, that guy. I mean, I want to run at him.
I think he bent Connor Davis and Brandon Moore in half.
Adam Tangata
as well, and he was just an absolute mate. He was the man of the match by a country mile, that guy. But yeah, we just fell into, as I say, it's kind of role reversal.
Yeah.
We became one of the sides that we faced in the last few months. Whitehaven on a purple patch were not necessarily at the races, and we're never going to win that game, really, unfortunately.
Even though you predicted it pretty much. But,
yeah, well, as I say, I hold my hands up and say people are wrong sometimes. What's that saying? A broken clock's right. Twice a day. It wasn't my time, really. For the cliche bingo at the end of the year. But yeah, it's just we are counting our lucky stars that Bradford, Batley and London lost, because we were on the terraces. I think on the terraces we'd kind of forgotten about the game that was in front of us, and we're checking Twitter to see what Bradford and Widnes were doing, and that seemed more exciting than the game we were watching in front of us. But massive well done to Widnes. Thank you very much, Stephen Tyra, baby. But it just means that the final day is just absolutely bonkers again. Yeah. It could go any which way possible. But the main thing that we've just got to think, let's not overcomplicate things. We beat Batley, we finished third. It's just simple. We've just got to beat the team in front of us, and hopefully that is the case. And we can have a little bit of a celebration down the Shay on Sunday, because, again, big plans for pre-match, getting everyone involved, and hopefully the boys bring it home like they did against Bradford the last time that they did there.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be easy. Obviously, we've lost a couple of games in a row now. Confidence will have taken a bit of a hit. But like I say, it's still all to play for. So if you can't get up for a game like this, then you're playing the wrong sport, really, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'll go back to your point about Harris. I think I totally agree. We missed sort of his off-the-cuff style of when everything was breaking down in attack. so many times on Sunday, like the timing of the runs was horrendously off, where balls were going to the floor behind men, hitting knees and elbows. Because, like I said, for the first 15 minutes, we looked on it.
We did, yeah.
And I was talking to a few Haven fans at full time, and they were saying, we thought we were on end of a pace in here, and then you just couldn't get over the line. So, yeah, it's a shame, but I really feel like that was a classic case of being down to your bare bones squad. You mentioned Connor Robinson only coming on at hooker as well. I don't think he's fit. I think if we'd have had someone else that could have played his position, he wouldn't have played that game.
Fit as in not match fit, or fit as in not got over his injury?
Well, he got an injury at Featherstone, didn't he? So
I didn't know.
Yeah,
that, right.
he took a knock. Well, he went off, didn't he? We had Grixie kicking.
Oh, of course he did, yeah.
So it really seems like we're just sort of scraping bodies into shirts and getting anyone anywhere we can at the minute. And like I say, that's the problem that we have. We're falling over the line. It would have been nice to beat Whitehaven because we could have given some lads a rest this week or taken them off at half time, that sort of thing, with third secured. But they've got one game now to go all out, put everything on the line. At the Shay as well, which we've got a really good record at the Shay this year. I think we've only lost like two games.
Well, Batley in the cup, Toulouse.
Well, I don't count the cup. I hate the Challenge Cup. I don't count that. But
so Toulouse and I'm just going to think
Featherstone.
Yeah,
That's
Featherstone.
it.
Yeah.
So 2 games at home we've lost all year. Let's not be starting. Let's not make it a third, and let's go and secure a third. How about that?
Definitely, and those are the games that players want to play. Those are the games that players want to play. All on the line. Knockout rugby starts now. Really, we need to get into that mindset of, even though we're not going to lose anything, we could potentially lose third place, which means a potentially harder route to the grand final, but obviously prize money that goes with it, however much that may be. But yeah, the knockout rugby starts now, and it's the games that fans want to see. We need to get a bumper crowd down the Shay because it's a free Sunday. There's nothing else really going on, and let's start not necessarily like ending this season, but start building towards next year to show that if you come down on a Sunday afternoon, because games from here on in are going to be on Saturdays, if you come down Sunday afternoon, you're going to be treated to not just great rugby on the field, but also stuff off the field as well. And I noticed on the social letter, Supporters Trust have got Hall of Fame member, please, John Bentley on there. So if you see a 6'1" fat gibbering wreck right around there, that would be me meeting his hero. So yes, say hello if you do, and stop me shaking. Right, let's get into these comments, shall we? Nathan Field, good evening, gentlemen. Wow. So very nice to be called that. We've been called much worse. Lyndon Grady, hello from a very sunny Lanzarote. Well,
you lucky bastard.
Mind you, it's been a lovely day here. To be fair, it's there's blue skies there, so I can see. So yeah, we should do this outside. But yes, very well done on that. Alex Morgan, hello, ayo lads, hello. Yes, lovely to meet Alex at the Kaiser Chiefs gig on Saturday. It was like a mini Halifax reunion, and
mini my ass. You were both well over 6 foot. I look like a right dwarf, stood next to you two.
Yeah, it seemed very, very. I was a bit overwhelmed by people going, "Oh, talking back to life, can we get a picture?" Like, wow, is this what being famous feels like in a way? But yes, it was good, and thank you very much for your support, guys. Nathan Field again. Well, I can think of a better way of spending 7 hours than travelling to and back to watch that debacle. I'll get the excuses in early because of injuries. A lot of players playing out of position. Yep. Great minds think alike on that one. Yeah. I wouldn't necessarily call it a debacle because every time I go and watch Halifax, and if I know the players have put in 100%, then yeah, I'm happy with that. We were just beaten by on the day a better side. It wasn't pretty kind of thing, but it's a nice ground. Haven fans are lovely. Gave Jesse Joe Parker a good send off, and yeah, you got to take your beating sometimes. We've been very, very spoilt this summer by having such a good run, and unfortunately defeats happen in this sport. But it just makes, like I said before, it just makes for an absolute blockbuster end to the season, really. One of the few positives for me was actually how many fans travel to watch. I agree. I remember you saying pre-match, I can only see about 50 fans coming. I'd say there were at least double. That's about at least 100 Halifax fans made the trip up there.
Well, the Haven fans have said we were the loudest that went up there and the most well supported, so that's always good to hear. But I'm not surprised. It's a hell of a journey, isn't it? But,
yeah.
And then to get to get beaten in that manner is always disappointing. But like you say, we'll move on to Batley. We won't dwell too much on Haven because there's a lot to talk about this coming week. But
yeah,
I'll let you get back to that one. Cheers for that, Nate.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fantastic. If you are watching Chris Kirsch, I know you always do. Thank you very much for sharing the page on the fans forum. It means a lot. It was good to see and quite humbling, in fact. And I kind of reiterate the point that I made on the comments. Really, we are fans, as you may well believe. We love the club. We love doing this. We do it for you, basically, because we feel that all the fans need an avenue to get stuff out, to have a debate, talk things through, get some ideas, talk things through, and that's exactly what we're here for. And hopefully that is the case. It's good to see that what we're doing is resonating so much with people. It's fantastic. We're kind of getting started now because I say obviously COVID's hit us quite a bit in a big way, and we have got plans to do a lot of different things. But for the moment, it's working as his live stream thing. Don't get me wrong, I like doing the recorded podcasts, and hopefully we're going to get more of you guys involved as the weeks and months go by. That's where an off season comes in. Well, off season, that's probably where it's best off to get you guys on to actually reminisce and talk about stuff. Talk about like fantasy Halifax lineups and teams from Halifax. So yes, James Marsden, we're definitely going to come to that.
Don't worry, we won't be hurting for content. We've always got something to talk about. Two gobshites from the South Stand. I'll never be up without something to talk about.
Yeah, say if you know, say hello on the terraces. It's always good to have a chat about things. But yeah, just reiterating that. Thank you so much for the love. Thanks for the love, people. And yeah, if you've got any ideas or any content or anything, please fire away. Let us know. Because we've got some ideas, but as I say, this is for you. This is for fans, rugby league fans. Like I always say, it is a rugby league content, rugby league podcast with just a hint of Halifax Panthers in there. So let us know what you want to do. Shall we look forward to Batley this week? Oh yeah, sorry, my mistake. Nathan Field again. Thank you much for Nathan. He personally can't wait for the new additions to join us next season. I think lately we've just lacked that final bit of quality and attack. Yep, definitely. I must admit that it's just, again, it could be a long, hard slog of a season that's catching up with us. The stuff that we're working with us in the summer isn't necessarily working for us now. It happens. We're not the only team to be going through with battered bodies and stuff like that. It's just the contrast of stuff where we had one of the best summers in terms of rugby for a fair few years now in terms of league performance, and now we're just going through a little wobble really, but hopefully, as we keep on saying, hopefully it's a little blip. We start with that win against Batley on Sunday, but Batley have got a good attack. They've already beaten us in the cup this season, and not well, I'm not saying not to be smug. I'm going to be smug. I told you also that Batley were a decent side. Everyone will go, oh, why are we getting beat by a little old Batley kind of thing? They beat us easily in the cup. They could have very well beaten us at Mount Pleasant if it wasn't for a certain Mr. Liam Harris with his off-the-cuff action. And it's going to be a very, very tough game on Sunday because they'll be hurting. They lost the Heavy Woolen Derby on Sunday, so they're gonna be wanting complete. There's going to be a backlash possibly, but hopefully we've got a backlash of our own.
Has anybody got the calculators out to work out how all the results affects anyone? It's the last day of the season. We need to start working this stuff out, don't we?
My brain hurts, and also what I want to know, if anyone's more informed than us too, what the state of affairs with Bradford and Sheffield is, because Bradford and Sheffield got cancelled because of COVID, 2 words, player welfare, whatever you want to say, and that game hasn't been replayed yet. And it is the game which is meaning so much in terms of Bradford's win percentage being much more than what ours is.
Yeah.
Are they going to be playing it? What's the case of it? Is it going to be a walkover?
I'm under the impression that Sheffield have basically said no chance, not doing it, not playing on a Wednesday night.
But what does that mean? That how
it's going to benefit. It's going to benefit the Bulls, isn't it? I don't think they'll rectify it at all. But if we know anything about the RFL, we know that they'll they'll issue a points deduction 2 weeks after the grand finals finished.
Yeah.
Not even for next season, for this season. We'll just backdate it. So
Yeah,
actually,
so it means nothing.
Halifax shouldn't have gone to France and played Toulouse, but never mind, But
But yeah, and also the certain Nigel Wood at the helm at Bradford, they might have some preferential treatment, but hey ho, they do have the highest goalpost in rugby league. So
that was hilarious.
yeah, but yes. In terms of Sunday, let's look forward to Sunday.
Well, before we do, can I just say something that's obviously close to both our hearts, which we saw, give a big up to the lady fan at, I think might have been a Halifax fan actually, in the stand at Whitehaven on Sunday, who saved that steward's life.
Oh, right, yes.
For those that aren't aware, there was a steward there that had a cardiac arrest at half time, which obviously led to the delay of the second half. But there was a lady in the stand that jumped up, wasted no time, performed CPR instantly until they could get the defib over and the ambulance crews there, and pretty much saved his life. And we were talking to him pre-match with the steward, and to see him go down like that was absolutely heartbreaking. Pardon the terrible phrase I've used there, but I mean, they're the real heroes. Yeah, we like our rugby players, but someone that can have the strength of mind and character to do that and save somebody's life, never mind entertainers, needs to be commended. I hope Whitehaven do something really nice for that woman.
Yeah, of course, yeah, and obviously we hope that steward gets very well soon, gets back to full recovery. But yeah, the emergency services seem to be on there really, really quickly. It was a bit... Because we're all obviously you're in a completely different position to what I was on the terraces, but it was just like it's taking a long time, it's our time. Then all of a sudden your eyes are drawn over to the stand, because I just noticed that the stewards were moving people away from it, and then I looked down and obviously could see them performing CPR and that, and it's not something you want to see. Yeah, exactly, and it just shows what an amazing job the emergency services do, and everyone at the ground at Whitehaven on the public address system, they communicated it really well, and the referee obviously he's got to be consulted. It was just a job well done, and massive thank you to obviously the fan and the physio and club doctor.
Yeah, both club doctors. Because it's quite distressing to see something like that in person. Because obviously you were at the far side, but I was in the stand literally like 10 yards away or whatever. So to see it in real life is really distressing. But to see, like I say, the heroism where they got over there, wasted no time, and pretty much saved a man's life is so admirable. So, rough with a smooth, and yeah, I've just got nothing but admiration for that lady. So
yeah, and like I said on the terrace as well, it's the Danny Jones legacy once more. Obviously, what happened to Danny Jones was absolutely shocking and awful, and emotional. But like Lizzie Jones said, she wants his death not to be in vain, and his legacy is that there's defibrillators at every sports ground, every professional sports ground, and pretty much every single amateur club that's going. If there wasn't a defibrillator at Whitehaven's ground, we'd be having a completely different conversation here. So, well done, Danny Jones, Liz Jones, Heartbeat Sport, all that sort of stuff for that. So yeah, very well done. Pete Mack, legends you two. Well, coming from a legend, that means a lot. So thank you.
Happy birthday, Pete, by the way.
Yes, many happy returns, Mr. McNamara. Did the Beatles sing a happy birthday song by any chance? Or?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I'd have to go through and look at the anthology, but I'm sure they did. Yeah. Let's hope they're singing Twist and Shout for you on Sunday, Pete.
Yes, exactly, for sure. And Nathan, Robert, compose yourself, Mike. I don't know what you mean.
I think that's about John Bentley. If you see John Bentley in the stand, then compose yourself, Michael.
Yes, I say he is my first rugby hero. Is John Bentley?
My first love.
Yes, definitely. He's the guy that made me fall in love with rugby league. And anyone who's my age, around that age, will back me up on that one. He was an absolute freak of a player, a massive personality, and he definitely should be in the Hall of Fame. I rewatched the Will Greenwood podcast where he was on for British Lions and stuff, and he's just so engaging. He's just absolutely brilliant, and hopefully a lot of kids are told about him, kind of thing. Like, look, like, kind of what you mentioned before, he is looking a little bit old now. He's not looking as young as he was.
That's it. So if you show him to a kid, they're all like, "What? That guy was like a British Lion while playing rugby league at the same time and all that," and it means nothing. So make the use of him, induct him now, and make use of him while you still can.
Yep. So yes, induct John Bentley, please. Right, shall we eventually look forward to Sunday now? As soon as we're talking about it, so Batley, kind of, they're very, very near neighbours. Obviously, Bradford are close, but Batley are going to be very, very near neighbours. And like we touched upon before, there's loads and loads of stuff going on before the game on there. Not least the cycle challenge. That's on.
Well, I cannot wait to see this myself, because our fans like a few beers. I can't wait to see all the sick everywhere when they're trying to cycle along with the players' challenge for the fundraiser. But what a great cause, eh?
Yeah, fantastic, and a really good idea in terms of something really, really simple just to get everyone involved, and it's absolutely fantastic that they've thought about that. But what is it to do a calendar next year or something? Is it
something like that?
Yeah, but it's just something different, something to get everyone involved. And obviously, Grixie's starting it off for the 1,520 minutes of the season. So yeah, really, really good. Live news from Fiery Biscuits. I love that.
I've seen him a few times. A great band.
Anyone who watches the Mighty Boosh will know exactly why I like that name. Hopefully they won't be put away. A reptile petting farm. Well, obviously it's doing clear of that.
You get me nowhere near that thing.
Yes, nowhere near. Unless you pay me a lot of money, then I'm getting nowhere near that there. Something we can both get paid. An ice cream van. Ice cream, yes, love it. Invictus Wellbeing activity stand, and the women's team as well. We've had Cara on the show before. No doubt she'll be there. And hopefully the rest of the girls down there who had their last home game on Sunday.
Alton Raiders.
Yeah, they came back massively. They had to like 36-4 down, but only lost 38-28 or something like that. I can't remember what the score, but they had a massive comeback on there. But yeah, hopefully we get to see some of their games next year. Hopefully some double headers at the Shay could be fantastic. And say if the game's going to be like what they are on Sunday next season in terms of getting people in. What better way to do it than having the women's team on before? Yeah, kind of a curtain 100%. Raiser. Gets more eyes on the women's team, more people down the Shay, and more money in the coffers.
Well, we turned up at Whitehaven, didn't they? And there was a local amateur. Game, yeah. They were bashing the hell out of each other. Yeah. And there was a healthy crowd in, and that's parents, that's friends and family there that all stayed for the final game. So
and all the kids did as well.
And all the kids did. Yeah. So it's the way to do it. It's joined up thinking, and I'd like to think that if the men's and the women's team can sort of get realigned and both play on the same day, it'd be nothing but good news for Fax overall.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of kids getting involved, under 16s are free. They are free. Put your wallet away on Sunday, so no excuses for bringing the family along there, and even you lazy students.
Lazy, don't abuse them. We're trying to get them into the ground.
Yeah, that's because I was once one of them. They're only a £5.
Bargain.
£5. You've just got your student finance being paid in now. You should be able to afford that. And family tickets, even more, 50% off from Pulse Radio.
I think it's £27, which will get you 2 adults, and I'm not sure if it's up to 4 children, which is again absolute bargain.
Yeah, well, under 16s are free anyway, so it's absolutely fantastic there. So,
well, bring your grandma, then I'm sure you'll.
Yes,
I'm sure you can do.
But
that.
Yeah, the main thing is that there's loads and loads of stuff going on, which we've been crying out for all year, and hopefully it just builds that interest there. So when Sundays come around back next year, we're going to get an increase on that, because the crowds have increased in terms of what's going on in terms of going forward. When we started against Featherstone and stuff like that, they are going up still. I don't think that they're enough for what they should be, but we can only start. Every little helps and all that.
That's it.
And hopefully we do see a really good crowd, because I think Batley might bring a few on Sunday.
Oh, they should do. Like I say, they've got everything to play for, and potentially it could be the last time they come to the Shay this year. So yeah, I think they'll get behind their lads. They've been playing a good brand of rugby, haven't they? So why wouldn't they?
And also they've got some former Faxmen in the ranks: Tom Gilmore, Ben White, a certain window cleaner, who seems to raise his game against us, Mr. Dane Manning. But yeah, it should be an absolute cracker It's really absolute cracker of a game. And again, just like sudden death, it's a cup final kind of thing, and hopefully we bring the atmosphere for it, make it a fortress, make it awful for those Batley players coming in, and absolutely brilliant for our guys as well.
Now, can I say this? Is it any coincidence that we've lost a few games when the drum's not been in the ground?
I don't think it's coincidence at all. I think it has an effect.
Lost at
Players
Widnes,
yep.
didn't play well, no drum in the ground. Lost at Fev, no drum in the ground, didn't play well.
Yep.
Whitehaven, no drum in the ground, didn't play well. So all those people saying we don't need a drum and it's distracting, it has a massive effect on the field, and there's results that prove it there.
Yep, true. And the players, when you listen to them talk, they love the drums. Even Simon Griggs himself has said he loves it there.
Get our Brett on the payroll.
Yes, definitely. We need to drum up all the support we can, really. Right, John Crowther, thanks for joining us. Yep. He makes a couple of points. Bentos, great guy. Met him in London once on a Wembley trip. It was good to talk to. Yeah, he's
You're getting butterflies now thinking about it, aren't you?
Yeah, blimey. But yeah, he's on the after dinner set. He's a very popular after dinner speaker. He's Bentos for no surprise at all. But yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to meet him again.
Did you do the 90s Legends night?
I did, yes.
When he came and told us, absolutely hilarious, that guy. So
Yeah.
is he doing the after dinner speaking at Fax? Is he this
I
week?
don't know, but he's definitely on the stall for Supporters Trust, so it would be hopeful that he does that. But yeah,
I'm going to say, because if that's the case, you'll definitely be having 10 pictures with him, because thanks to a certain former chairman of Halifax, we shall be dining and in the in the posh seats on Sunday, so we're looking forward to that.
I won't be in the posh seats. I'll be back in the South Stand, but we'll be part of the Prawn Sandwich Brigade. We'll be dining. We'll be diners. We'll be the so-called cash cow of the club, the most important people. We'll be there, VIPs and all that. Thanks to Dave Grayson, so thank you very much, Dave, for that.
And that's just a thank you for everything we're doing on here. So we want to thank you as well for watching and actually caring. Otherwise, we won't get free food on Sunday. So cheers to you guys.
You are keeping us well fed, but yeah, everything comes from you guys. Everything from watching. So like the page, like this video, share it, tell everyone what annoying people we are, so they can even come and watch us and see how annoying we are, how much like Alan Partridge I want to be, and that kind of thing there. Nathan Field has come back and said, sad news to hear Sean Jones has gone to Union, but to Pontypridd. Yeah, he's had a horrible luck with injuries, Sean Jones, and I thought he'd be a good player, but he's naturally a rugby union player, so it makes a bit of sense for him to go back. Hopefully, is happier and has a bit more success in that thing there. But yeah, I don't know if has that been announced? Has it been confirmed?
I've not seen anything.
No.
But I know that he's finished his university course, got his degree, so obviously he might be looking to move back to Wales. One thing you can say about the lad is, even though he's had poor run with injuries and that, he's always been sort of committed. He's never sulked and mourned. So
he's always been quite visible as well, hasn't he? He's been like round about being like water carrier and travelling with team and stuff like that, being at functions and whatnot. So. Yeah,
so that's a shame. Ryan Sims will be absolutely distraught. Someone put him on suicide watch, I'll tell you, like favourite player. But yeah, if that is the case, and like I say, we haven't seen anything announced, maybe Pontypridd have announced it. I don't know, but if that's the case, good luck to him. He's been here a long time, and he's always given his effort when he could get on the field. So fair play to the lad.
Yeah, very true. As I say, Richard Marshall brought him and wanted to kind of mould him into a rugby league player. And he looked good. He looked promising from the limited action that we got, but injuries catch up with people, and unfortunately, that is the case there.
We've had a few more people join. Welcome everybody. I don't know where you guys have come from, as Coronation Street just finished this summer at 7:30, but give us a thumbs up on the video so we can spread it out to more people and spread the word about the Panthers. Up the Panthers.
Yes, and us as well. It makes us look better. Nathan Robert, that vodka, Rick.
Only on a Sunday, pal.
Yeah. Yeah, work's going to be tough on Monday, I must admit.
It's high quality H2O, my brother.
very, very much so. Let's focus a bit more on Batley, shall we? We've got a bit segued on that. Is it hard to look past Tom Gilmore in terms of their threats?
Well, the way that they played last time, it was Ben Kay, wasn't it? I mean, he was absolutely solid in midfield. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think those two, it's the classic case of they'll want to come back and haunt us. We let them go. Not through any of our fault, because obviously the pandemic kicked in and all that sort of jargon. But Yeah, I'm quite worried about playing those two. But like we said earlier on in the show, it's about time that we put our foot forward and give it everything, because it's not about Batley this Sunday. It's about us. It's about us finishing third, getting that payday from the league position, getting an easier run to the grand final if we want to make the grand final, if we can, and just giving them hell, really. So I think for me this week the forwards need to step up without the platform to play. We didn't really have that on Sunday, mainly due to the fact that PNG forward were absolutely annihilating everyone left, right and centre. So I think the forwards need to have a bit more mongrel in them.
Yeah.
A bit more punch in with ball in hand and a bit more nastiness in the tackle. So yeah, I think that's where the game's won and lost. Because we know how Batley are going to play. They're set up to play, staying a bit like Whitehaven, really. Stay in games as long as you can, drive hard, kick long, chase hard, hunt the mistake. And we've been giving it to them in recent weeks. So we need to really turn the screw and play the way that we know we can, really. Yeah. So I'll tell you the main thing, like squad selection is going to be huge this week. Really huge.
Yeah, I completely agree. I've said before, we seem to struggle against teams that just play a simple brand of rugby, and if a game opens up, we come into our own. Like weirdly against Toulouse, how many points did we put on Toulouse because Toulouse play a very open brand of rugby and that sort of thing. And Fev, we scored 20 odd points against Featherstone, who I think we are the highest scoring team that they've played over there. I don't think Toulouse scored that many points against them there, but it's just against the teams that just play a simple brand of rugby, like the nuts and bolts of rugby really, really well. We just seem to struggle against them sometimes, but we just need to go out and play our game and kind of go play like Halifax, get back our identity, just do the things that we know we can do well, and one of those is just playing off the cuff, and like I touched on before, Liam Harris was the reason why we beat Batley last time. Scored an hat-trick and scored 2 very important tries at their side. Yeah, exactly, and I just hope we win. I hope we turn up. I hope we finish off the season. Well, not kind of finish off. We finish off the regular season in style and kind of how we deserve, really, because the way that we put that run together, that 9-game winning streak run together, we deserve to finish third. We deserve this, and hopefully the players and Simon Griggs believe that as well. They've got some belief to it. I think on Sunday we kind of played like there weren't that much belief. It was kind of like, oh, well, we're not going to win this game. We'll just kind of run through. I'm not saying we're going through emotions, but they weren't like that punch, that certain. There was that spark. I think someone alluded to it. That bit of class, bit of quality on there, which we've not had for a little while. And Liam Harris does that, and hopefully he does come back, and hopefully sparks us on to victory at the weekend. So. And again, other players, another week's rest for players. Hopefully, training has been light because we just did seem tired. We seemed a bit leggy at times, really, and we did. Simon Griggs will know what we'll be able to, and more importantly, Andy Olliad will know what's going on in terms of the players' bodies in that. But it's going to be attritional. It's going to be a war because Batley will be so prepared to go into the trenches for it, and we just need to match them fire for fire, but also hopefully give that little bit of class that we've got on there. John Crowder's come back again. Batley had been playing well, but they have lost 2 home games. The defeat against Jews was a shock, but they always raise their game against us. It will be tough. Yep, very much so. I touched upon it before. They lost Everton and Derby. They'll be hurting. And Craig Lingard, Batley legend, he will know how much he has, and he will be getting them up for this game today. Today on Sunday.
It's the case, though, isn't it? Everyone wants to have a win to go into. No one wants to go into the playoffs off the back of a loss, so they'll be doing. I just think it means, again, if someone could get the calculators out and work out the win percentage, do Batley jump ahead of Bradford if they beat us? So will it mean that by beating us they'll get a home game? Or I really don't know. So. We need to calculate this. I mean, I've seen a Whitehaven fan do it for theirs. If they beat Bradford or draw, and as long as London lose, they're in on whatever.
Are we guaranteed a home game?
We can either finish 3rd or 4th.
Right. If we lose 100-0, hopefully that's not going to happen. We lose 100-0.
Be realistic, but yeah.
Right. If we lose against Batley on Sunday and Bradford win, do Batley jump to 4th, Bradford 3rd?
Again, I have no. Should we have a look?
I don't
Let's have a look
know.
at the table.
Anyone, please tell us, because my brain hurts by even thinking about it.
Let's have a look.
It's just daft. This win
See, this
percentage
is
and
the
stuff.
thing you were saying about that Bradford Sheffield game.
You think
Because
so?
the fact that they play one extra game brings the percentages down, doesn't it? So
Yeah. So at the moment, we're 3rd with 65% win rate. Bradford are 4th with 63.16, and Batley are 5th with the 60%. Now, if we I don't know, is a win for Batley more than 3% to go up to 4th? And if Bradford win, is their win more than 1.8?
do you not remember your formula? Should we work it out?
Oh God, no! This is a wrong kind of podcast. People want to watch us talk bollocks, not do bloody math equations. But yeah, it's just bonkers, really. But like I said near the very start, if we win, nothing else matters. We just need to go out and win. Even if it's a last-minute drop goal, I don't care. We just need to be on in front on that little
100%.
scoreboard.
100%. Nothing else matters.
Exactly, Metallica. Hey, get me knowing a Metallica song. John Crowther, we had a good performance though. We are, as I say, losing throughout the last 4 games is not good reading there, but we need to break the habit sometime. Linkin Park song. And and it starts Sunday, because like you said, if we go on into the playoffs on a losing run, it's hard to get it back. And if we win, it'll do us the world of good. Those little knocks and injuries won't be felt.
That's it. Well, because they know they've got a long time off after this. You said it perfectly. It's knockout rugby from now on.
Yeah.
There's no other way to look at it. From now on, it's knockout rugby, because if you do lose against Batley, then the rest of the time you're going in on low on confidence, and it changes what we've had planned for weeks, and a trip to France and all that sort of stuff. So that's if we get through our first game, we'll have a tougher game on paper, won't we? So
very true.
Yeah, we could end up playing Whitehaven again at our place, and well, we saw how motivated they were and how easily they dispatched us on Sunday.
Exactly,
so.
yeah, and some of that had a little bit to do with being at home on their own pitch, but player for player, their players, they're sky high in confidence. They were loving it. Like we saw them before the game, they were very relaxed. They knew, and like it's a double-edged sword, though. Is that, like, I talked to my dad about it. Before the Batley game, before the cup game, we looked really relaxed. We were laughing and joking. Yeah. So when Batley looked tense, and I before the game, I thought, oh blimey, we were really relaxed. We're going to win, and obviously, it looks great if you win, and it looks awful if you lose. And Whitehaven on Sunday, being so relaxed, it worked for them. And I thought we looked really ready. We looked composed. And as I say, for the first 15 minutes, we were right. We were playing really well. Hopefully, we just go into battle, because we owe them one. And I think hopefully we do touch on that cup game, really, because it's a big black mark on the home season, really. Yeah. No one really expects us to beat Toulouse or Fev at home, really. We should have done, Fev especially, really, and you should aim to win all your home games. But that first Batley game, the first competitive game of the Halifax Panthers era, and we lost that. Batley took that away from us, and we owe one for that, for sure. Nick Barber has joined us in the bathtub. Let's cut the rubbish out. Well, if you are in the bath, then that's a bit of a weird statement to make. If we want to do anything in this playoff after Batley, we need to reset and have a good go. We won a lot of games by close scores, which could have gone either way in our run. If we want to do anything, let's be honest, we should be winning at Haven. Crick said they wanted it more, which is disappointing. Let's start now and crack on. Yeah, I've got no doubt that the players wanted it. I spoke to Salty after the Swinton game, and he said they were focusing on Whitehaven. They really want to go to Whitehaven and do it. They were kind of using Featherstone as a free hit and were focused on Whitehaven, because, like as you said, if we'd have won, third would have been pretty much academical, really. Yeah, and we just came across a side where we were in a purple patch at home, emotional day, and you take those beatings sometimes. It's still in our hands, though. That's the thing. It's not as if the chips have been taken off us. It's we're still in charge of our own destiny in a way. We win, we're third. We get another home game against most likely Whitehaven, and we owe them. We owe them one after the beat we took on Sunday. Not long memories there. it needs to happen. But yeah, I agree with what you're saying. It is, we need to kind of cut out the rubbish, and some of the excuses may well get tiresome after a period, but this is where it starts, and hopefully, like we said before, big match atmosphere, the mentality of sudden death rugby, hopefully we'll be able to get this sorted there. Gavin Parkinson, thanks for joining us, Gavin. Pre-match interviews almost seemed as if the players thought they were going to lose v Whitehaven. The old "it's a long drive" excuse popping up. Self-fulfilling, maybe. I don't know, possibly, but it's hard not to talk about going away to Whitehaven without mentioning the long drive. That's the thing. If they didn't mention it, or just said, "Oh, right, it's just one of those," then it would be slightly weird. But I completely get your point. It's a mentality thing. It's what's the buzzword? Elite mentality now. It's been mentioned about stuff, and
it's not as if they're all cooped up in the back of 15 cars. They're going on a nice luxury coach with space and time, and it's quite a nice drive up, as we discovered.
Exactly.
Although they did get stuck behind a tractor on them bloody roads where we nearly rolled the car and died about 5 times. So it's horses for courses and all that sort of stuff.
Of course it is, yeah. And you don't mention when people go, "Oh, it's a local derby." There's, if anything, if you're going to use that one, there shouldn't be an excuse for beating local rivals playing away and stuff. It's one of those. It's like you say, horse for the course, swings and roundabouts. Insert cliche here. Anthony Hildred, number of games divided by points times by 50. Oh god, it's like GCSE maths. X plus this or whatever. Ugh. Don't know. Nathan Robert is replying to, is it Gavin Parkinson's point? Yeah. Thanks for joining us, Gavin, by the way. Don't think any player goes out to lose. Yep, completely agree. Unless you are in the south of France, they do go out to lose. Ho ho! Nathan Field, I'm going to be brutally honest. If we can't beat Batley, we don't deserve to be in the playoffs. Well,
we're in the playoffs. That's not a case, but I know what you mean. We don't deserve to do anything in them. So yeah, again, I agree. I will stick up for Batley here. They're a decent side. They're a good side. And like I said on the podcast last week, you get where you deserve in this, and Batley deserve to be in the playoffs, and they deserve the success that they've had this year. So I'll kind of disagree with that. The little old Batley doesn't wash with me. They've got some really, really good players, and hopefully we do put a victory on them. And yeah, I don't agree with that at all there, really. Right, I'm going to get the calculator out. I'm going to do the maths on this because everyone wants it doing, so we know exactly. Right, so what's the formula again?
So formula is number of games divided by points times by 50.
Times. Why 50?
I have no idea. Why is it 50, Anthony Hildred? And are there any brackets on there? Because you need to know all these formulas. So it's like one of those.
Bodmass. They're getting Bodmass involved.
Exactly. Oh, God.
Oh, in this sport, so easy to follow for the casual supporter, you know.
Oh, God.
Let me get these things down.
So
look on your phone for a minute.
Yep. So, but like I keep saying already, if we beat Batley, percentages does not come into it. Again, like Gavin Parkinson said, we're all thinking if we lose, surely we should be only thinking about winning. So it's one of those things. It's horse for courses, swings and roundabouts. Insert cliche here for a cliche bingo in the in the highlights video. But I get what you're saying. I completely get what you're saying. We should be beating Batley because I think we are a better side than them. Do I think Batley are a poor side who we should automatically be beating? No. I think that does them an incredible disservice, and we should think better than that. And if we do think like that, that's where we get tripped up, and that's where I think we did get tripped up in the cup game there, really. Right, where are we on these comments? Right. Apologies for this. Ricky's doing some maths. You've joined us for the maths exam, the RFL Championship maths exam points percentage.
To be fair, we should have done it before we came on air.
Yeah, but no one thought that there, really. Yeah, yeah. Look, London. It's going to be a very, very difficult 18 months for London now because they could go at the playoffs this year, and obviously they're going part time. If you believe all that you read or hear on the grapevine, a lot of their players are going to be making the move because they're going to be on part-time and that sort of thing. It's just very disappointing from them going from the highs of beating Toronto in the £1 million game to only just getting relegated from Super League to now. It's a shame there, really.
Right, yeah, it's definitely not the equation that Anthony put in, I don't think so.
Hopefully not.
Definitely not, because apparently if we win on Sunday, we'll get an extra 37.5% in win percentage, and that's definitely not true, is it? So otherwise we'd be finishing...
Or would it be 3.75?
We'd be top. We'd be over 100%.
Would it be 3.75? I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't know. But yes, anyone's got a maths degree, please watch. Oh, percentage calculated by dividing points by matches played times 50.
So it's the other way around.
It's the other way around, right. Right. Any GCSE maths teachers on here? That's surely one for the. It should be a non-calculator text. This.
You can't be right.
66.6. We've got 65.
This is not my job, man.
Yeah. Well.
Right. Anyway.
Yeah. This is it in my head.
I cannot figure this out at all.
My head's a bit fuzzy because I've got a bit of man flu going on as well.
That's it.
I don't want to bloody think even more about it, really. But
it can't be. That doesn't make any sense. It can't be 50.
But regardless of this,
Anyway.
if we win,
if we win, we finish third.
When we win, shall
when
we
we
say?
win. Yeah, but your predictions have been terrible. So
right, we're gonna win. We're gonna lose 100-0. There we go.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Right, Anthony's gonna do it for us. Go on, lad.
One thing's for certain, like I'm going to be a gibbering wreck if I meet John Bentley, so that'll be that will be exciting enough.
Well, we're heading to the final 10 minutes, so hopefully we can get these calculations and figure out exactly what it means before we go. But if you've got any more questions to get in about the Batley game, are you looking forward to all the festivities? Are you getting down there early? I'll tell you one thing, I hope, because we've had bands on the last couple of weeks, haven't we? And while they've been good, they play before the game, which, you want to get people in. But when the game finishes, they should be doing a set.
Yep.
Agree. I don't know if you saw the Batley game on Sunday, but they had all the players between Batley and Dewsbury at Batley stood behind the stand and the band were playing, so everyone stays behind afterwards. Because some people might not be able to get there till just before kick-off, but once you're there, the majority of people aren't rushing off straight away to get home, are they? Especially if they're having a beer and whatever. So
like Whitehaven on Sunday, there were quite a lot still there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
exactly.
I completely agree.
I'd like to see him, and especially I really like him, so I'd like to be able to see him myself. Like.
Yeah, true. It very much like the location, which will remain silent just for the moment. That I keep banging on about, like a broken record. Toronto. That's where the festivities truly began after the game. All the players came round. The tents were still there. DJ at the time was playing, but yeah. Surely it makes sense for them as well. The band.
Absolutely.
So there's more people there, and especially if when we win. Want to celebrate. Want to celebrate. And what better way to celebrate?
I'm going to sing song.
Instead of people filing out and going into town, keeping them there, keeping them
as well.
Around.
We've been talking. We need to get some positivity going into the playoffs. What a better way to boys? We're all in it together. We take the fan base together, and we sort of have a sing song. And so look, Anthony's come back. Basically, win or go fifth. That's if everything else goes as you expected.
Yeah, true. And also after the game, you can perform in the post-match tradition of buying your favourite podcasters a pint. There you go. That should be one there. But yes, Nick Barber makes a very good point.
He wants to make some brass. That's all he's doing.
Last game should be the retro shirt day. Really, he just wants to show off his shirt.
That's exactly it.
That's what it is. Last game should be the retro shirt day. Really, and it always goes down well. I could hang my shirts out and have a holiday off the back of it. Well, you should split it with your favourite podcasters as well, Nick Barber. So we'll buy you a rubber duck for Bath there. Really,
10-4 rubber duck.
Yes, exactly.
Any more?
Yeah, Anthony always says 61%. What does 61% mean?
I think that's what we'd finish on if we lose/win.
Well, let's forget about
like
this.
Like I said, win and finish third. That's it.
Let's forget about this losing talk. We are going to win. We are going to win. We must win. We are going to win. And it's going to be there. Let's have a little divulge, really. Seeing as though it's the last home game of the season.
Yeah.
Shall we kind of think of like what's your moment of the season so far, kind of thing?
Are you not spunking away? You're spunking away our end of season material.
I'm letting the viewers that we have.
Well, yeah, I get that. I'll take the lead on this then. Just the first game against London, Obviously, no doubt, Swabs is going to come in and tell us he was the only fan there. But to have the facts back playing again, I never thought we'd ever see the team again. I thought that rugby league was going to go down the Swanee, and that were it. So just seeing the lads back, and obviously the fantastic performance that went with it, that was my highlight at the Shay. Highlight away from the Shay has got to be when we played Batley and we won it last minute.
Yeah.
I mean, just unbelievable. There's quite a lot in there to say. We've sort of
Saltonstall's try against Bradford not on there.
Saltonstall's try against Bradford. Harris's drop goal against Widnes.
Yeah. My moment of the season so far, Ante Hilder has done it there. Liam Harris's try against Batley, where he went up the touchline, actually went for the win rather than dying with the ball. That was the moment of the season. That's where, I think I mentioned it at the time, that's where the season changed for me. That's where the whole mentality, momentum changed from there. And a full stand behind the post went mental.
Bananas.
Limbs, scenes. Yep. Absolutely, that is my moment to see. James Saltonstall try against Bradford runs it very, very close, because we used to be in Bradford.
Of course.
But yeah, Nathan Robert, great game. London
I told you.
Yeah, well, he gets where water can't. That guy. Yes. Yes. But yeah, we'll talk about that going forward, so probably at the end of the season. But to say, it's just because I know we're not ending the season now, but it's the end of the regular season, the last official home game of the season, really. And yeah, Gavin Parkinson mentions Zach McComb's run before Salty's try v Bradford. Zach McComb's season as a whole is a moment as well. I've got to admit, he's shooting up to one of my favourite players for Halifax is Zach McComb.
I'm gonna hazard a guess now that player of the year's between. If it hadn't been for injuries, I think it probably would have been Woody. But I think either Zach McComb or Salty, it's a 50-50 between them for player of the year.
Yeah, I agree now. Yep, definitely. If Woody had stayed fit and maintained a bit of form, I'd have said him. But you can't look past James Saltonstall or Zach McComb, really. And I'll give a shout out to Kevin Leroy. I think he's had a brilliant season after he got some stick the last couple of years for not having the best of form. I think he's come back to form, and he's one of the form players there. So long may that continue. Right, no more comments. Let's get signed off, shall we? Thank you very much for joining us, everyone. As always, thanks for the love that we've had.
Just want to say as well, I know we say it every week, but thanks so much to the Eclipse Energy and Delivery guys for sponsoring us. You've really backed us up this year and allowed us to do what we're doing, so kudos to you guys.
Yes, very much. EclipseEnergy.co.uk. If you're needing your house insulated,
winter's coming.
It is. Winter is coming, Lord Stark. It certainly is. So if you need your house insulated or anything like that, give the Eclipse Energy boys a call. And when you're in your nice warm home, download the delivery app for all your favourite local restaurants on the app there. So if you all the great restaurant food delivered to your house, both those companies are Fax fans. They are run by Fax fans. They're local companies. Give them some love. Give them their support like they supported us, and as you support us as well. Thank you so much for your support, everyone there. We feel the love. Thank you very much for that. From him, Rick Farrell, from myself, Mike Haig.
We'll see you Sunday.
We'll see you Sunday.
Bring
and
your
granny.